Hi, good evening everyone. I don't usually do videos, but this is a very serious topic. This is my daughter Tareya. She's now 22 years old. She went on holiday for a week with her friend to Jamaica back in October 2024. So this is the girls. This is Genevieve, Tareya's friend. They've been friends for about 8 years. She asked Tareya if she wanted to go to Jamaica for a week because her boyfriend was out there. I tried to encourage her not to go, you know, because she'd never been on holiday by herself. But she was turning 21, so there's only so much she's going to listen to her mum about. So on the 13th of October, they went to Jamaica. I tried to encourage Tareya to get her own accommodation because she didn't know these boys from nowhere. This was Genevieve's boyfriend of 2 years. She'd been dating this boy, supposedly from Milton Keynes, for 2 years. She was told his name was Tony. Now again, I told my daughter to get her own accommodation, but she wouldn't listen. This is supposed to be Tony. But his name's not Tony. His name is Uriah Gordon. And this is his Jamaican cousin, LeJean, we think. So again, this is Uriah Gordon, or should we say Tony, as the girls knew him as. Now Jenny was seeing this boy for 2 years. Imagine, 2 years. So Uriah paid for Jenny's ticket because obviously she thought it was a boyfriend. And I paid for Tareya's ticket because she was turning 21. So this is where it all began. They went to Jamaica, 13th of October. The boys picked them up from the airport and took them to St Mary, where they had this prestigious Airbnb. I'm talking jacuzzi, swimming pool, everything. I'm still trying to tell my daughter, get your own Airbnb. She's like, Mum, it's fine. And obviously because, you know, the artist TJ, he was doing a music video next door, you know, the guy that does Drift. So she's not going to listen to her mum, is she? But I still tried to encourage it, but she did her own thing. So, obviously the next day they're settling in. The boys have taken them everywhere. Duns River, YS Falls, everywhere. Rafting, you know, where you get the rub down and everything. They did everything, took them everywhere. Fancy meals, everything you can think of. But they had an agenda. So let's fast forward to the last day. Bearing in mind they went for 1 week. Before my daughter went to Jamaica, I spoke to her clearly and I told her, do not be carrying nothing from Jamaica. Don't even think about it. Anyway, Jenny's boyfriend, you know, 2 years. He's saying to her, oh, will you bring these trainers back for my cousin? So Tareya said no, but they pulled on her heartstrings. So obviously she agreed in the end. So I think Jenny had 5 pairs and Tareya had 3 pairs. So this is where the nightmare began. The boys dropped the girls to the airport. They've gone into the airport. They've not gone from no security, no sniffer dogs. All they've done is gone into the TUI line. So they got pulled out of the line after not being through no security, no sniffer dogs. Remember what I just said to you. And they've asked for the passports. So obviously they're a bit shocked what's going on here. The officers have opened up the suitcases and then pulled out the probe, picked up a pair of shoes and obviously swabbed it. And it's come back positive for what? You know what? I don't need to say it on here and get banned. Anyway, the girls were taken into custody. They were held at the Cambridge police station in St James, Montego Bay. Then at about 11:30 that night, I got a phone call for the British Embassy. I thought I was going to die. Anyway, I flew out there about 4 days later. And it took me 19 days to get my daughter out of jail. She was in jail for 19 days. The conditions of the jail were horrendous, as you can imagine. Concrete floor, full of women in the same predicament. While they were in jail, I provided food, water, pads, anything that I was allowed to send in. On the 8th of November, Tareya was released. So I bailed her out. The only reason she got out was because my father is Jamaican. So now the girls are on bail. The first court hearing was, I think it was the 18th of December. In total, these girls went to court 11 times. This is how long this was prolonged. It was just a long, unnecessary experience. Sometimes my daughter's lawyer didn't turn up, many times. Sometimes Jenny's lawyer didn't turn up. Jenny didn't turn up 1 time. So it was just long. So the girls have been in Jamaica for a total of 16 months. Bearing in mind they had the serious hurricane. While my daughter's obviously been out there, she's met a boy. You know, she's been there for 16 months. Sometimes there's no electric, no current, maybe nothing to do. She met a boy and she got pregnant. So obviously this is not the right timing at all. It's not the right time to be having a baby. Not in these conditions and not in... There's a serious court case going on, but you know. So fast forward, October 2025. My daughter's in slow labour. In the hospital... But the hospital is about to be destroyed by this serious hurricane. So she's sent back in slow labour. So she said she's survived the hurricane. the eye of the storm. She's got the footage and everything. Then 3 days later, she gives birth to her baby, beautiful baby, in a taxi. No pain relief, no nothing. So a beautiful, healthy baby girl. My daughter's healthy. Everything's fine. They've had to go back to Black River, that the worst place hit with a hurricane, with one of them. No electricity, no water. There's still no electricity to this day. So let's fast forward now. January 2026. I'm feeling a bit positive. They've gone into court. They got found guilty. As a family, we're absolutely devastated. You can't imagine how I feel as a mother. And these girls was not represented properly at all. We've got so much evidence that was not presented in court. I mean, where's the proceeds of crime? Where's the phone records? Where's the bank statements? And also, someone used my daughter's phone while she was in custody and rang a British number. So to me, that sounds like they were the scapegoats while the real shipment went through. Corruption at its finest. So the next court hearing is early March for sentencing. We've been advised that these girls are looking a minimum of 6 years. A minimum of 6 years for something they've not done. 6 years. So obviously I want to provide a barrister from England to take over to Jamaica, because we need to appeal with all the evidence that we've got. So the girls were not represented properly in court. They did not get a fair trial. There was no jury. So I've got a barrister at this side that has looked at the evidence, and she can see, and she's ready to come over and do the appeal. This is clearly some kind of setup, and it's clearly something that happens often with young girls. As a mother, I want to get this out there to show women that you've got to really talk to your daughters. I'm talking seriously, not just on a small level, on a deep level, because this sounds like some new romance scam. I cannot sit back and watch my daughter go to jail for something she's not done. This has been the hardest 16 months of my life already. And bearing in mind, now she's got a baby. The barrister has to come over to clear my daughter's name, clear both the girls' names. This is a setup. So we're doing this fundraiser because we need to obviously provide legal assistance in Jamaica, because we can't rely on the lawyers that these girls have had. They've taken the money and not done a good job. And now they're looking 6 years. This can't happen. I cannot sit back and watch this happen. My middle daughter has not seen her sister in 16 months. I can't. It's been so much heartache, so much pain. I refuse to allow this to happen. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to fight. I cannot sit back and allow my daughter to go to jail for something she's not done. My heart can't take it. The pain that I've been through. I can't explain it, guys. But what I need you to do is, I need this to go viral. I need to share. You need to share. We need to get it to media. I just need your help. Like, comment, repost, boost, everything that we can do to get traction on this. We need people to see this, because this can't happen to another girl. There's other girls reaching out to me in my DMs that are saying the same thing happened to them. They didn't go through no security. The same thing. We have to stop this from happening to our daughters. We have to stop these boys from taking advantage of our daughters. And to these horrible little boys that are grooming these girls, destroying families, I'm telling you now, you think there's no God? He's coming for you.